Hello and welcome to Analog Circuit Design online lecture series. Myself Rima Rawal from LG Institute of Engineering and Technology in the Department of Electronics and Communication. In this session, we are going to see the unit Specialized ICs and its applications. Till now, in the previous sessions, we have seen the OPAMP IC 741. There are also specialized ICs other than that for special applications that we are going to see in this session. In it, the topic is 555 timer IC and its applications. So in this session, from this unit, we are going to see 555 timer IC in this session and we will see its applications. So let's start with that. So let us see first of all the block diagram of IC 555. So this is the block diagram of IC 555, which has the main four components. First one is upper comparator, second one is lower comparator, third one is flip-flop, that is RS flip-flop, and the fourth one is discharge transistor. So these are the main four blocks of the IC 555 block diagram. So as you can see over here, first upper comparator is indicated and VCC is connected through upper comparator and lower comparator. Output of upper comparator is given to the S of SR flip-flop and output of lower comparator is given to R of the SR flip-flop. And the output taken are Q and Q bar. So output is taken from the Q bar terminal and to the Q terminal of SR flip-flop, discharge transistor is connected, to which discharge takes place. Now, here some numbers are indicated like 8, 6, 5. What are that? So they are pin numbers of IC 555. Okay. Pin number 8 is for plus VCC. Pin number 7 is for discharge. Pin number 3 is for output. Pin number 4 is for reset. Pin number 2 is for trigger. Pin number 5 is for control voltage and pin number 6 is for threshold. So these are the pin numbers for the IC 555. Okay. Here the resistance are used of 5 kilo ohms. So these are the internal blocks for the IC 555. Now let us see the pin diagram of this. So the 555 IC is of 8 pins. Starting from pin number 1 to 8, the pins are indicated over here. This is similar to that of I741, where also we have seen the 8 pins configuration for I741. Here also it is 8 pins. First pin is of ground. Second pin is for trigger. Third pin is for output. So whenever you want to obtain the output from 555 timer IC, the output is connected to the pin number 3. Pin number 4 is for reset. Pin number 5 is for control voltage. Pin number 6 is for threshold. Pin number 7 is for discharge, discharging purpose, discharging the transistor. And pin number 8 is for plus VCC, supply voltage. Okay, this is the pin diagram of timer IC NE 555. Now let us see the next one, multi-vibrators. So what are multi-vibrators? So multi-vibrator is an electronic circuit which can have no, one or two stable states of operation. That means either it can have no stable states of operation, that means not any single state of stable operation, or else one stable state of operation in the output side, or else two stable states of operation. Okay, so the multi-vibrators are classified into 3 types using the stable states of operation in that. First one is astable multivibrators, which will have not a single stable state of operation. Second is monostable multivibrators, which will have one stable state of operation. And the third one is bistable multivibrators, which will have two stable states of operation. So based on that, the classifications are astable multivibrators, monostable multivibrators, and bistable multivibrators. Okay? Let us see the first one, monostable multivibrator using timer IC555. So here the diagram connection is indicated to the timer IC555. See, pin number 4 and 8 are connected to plus VCC. Then they are connected to the R1. Discharge pins are connected to that. 7 and 6, that is threshold is also connected to that. Trigger output is for 2. C1 is connected. Ground terminal is at pin number 1. Here C2 is indicated having the fixed value 0.01 microfarad. Output is taken from pin number 3 and above that VCC is indicated. Remember this circuit diagram for the monostable multivibrator using timer IC555. Now let us see the waveform for this. Here the trigger input is indicated having the voltage reference value 1 by 3 VCC and the maximum voltage plus VCC. Here in this diagram, voltage across C1 is indicated as capacitor charges and discharges, that is exponentially done. So this is the waveform for capacitor charging and discharging. As you can see in this, voltage across C1 from T1 to T2, the capacitor is in charging condition. Then it starts discharging in the instant T2 to T3. Likewise, it happens for the next cases. So here the output voltage appears in the instant where the capacitor is in charging condition. Whenever capacitor is in discharging condition, output is 0. So as you can see over here, in the instant T1 to T2, where capacitor is in the charging condition, we will get the output voltage waveform. That is in the duration TB, which is called as bit duration, which we will have the output plus VCC. Then in the instant T2 to T3, where capacitor is in discharging condition, output will be 0, output will be off. Same way again, when capacitor starts charging, we will have the output voltage waveform. And whenever it starts discharging, output will become 0. Okay? I hope that this waveform is clear to you now. Let us see the on time or else bit duration, which is the time taken by capacitor to charge from 0 to 2 by 3 VCC level. So here the charging equation for the capacitor is given as VC, that is equals to VCC into 1 minus e raised to minus t by RC, where RC is the charging constant. Let us give this as equation number 1. This equation is useful for example point of view as well. So I repeat the equation, try to remember that. VC equals to VCC into 1 minus e raised to minus t by RC. Here charging takes place through resistance RA. So that's why we are taking VC, that is equals to VCC into 1 minus ERA, that is equation number 2. Now at the instant t equals to TB, the capacitor voltage reaches a level of 2 by 3 VCC. So 2 by 3 VCC, that is equals to VCC into 1 minus e raised to minus TB divided by RAC. If we make the subject e raised to minus t by RAC, that will be equals to 1 minus 2 by 3, that is equals to 1 by 2. So if you want to find the on time or TB bit duration time, we can have the e term on that side, which will be the logarithmic term. We will give the value 1.1 RAC. Okay. So remember the on time for this, that is bit duration, it is 1.1 RAC, where RA is the resistance and C is the capacitors used from which charging and discharging takes place. Okay. Now let us see the applications of this monostable multivibrator. So the first application is as the frequency divider. That means whenever we wanted the output side frequency division, let's say for example, I have the frequency f and I want the output frequency f by 4, that is 25% of the frequency input. So at the frequency divider, we can use a monostable multivibrators by adjusting the RAC value, that is RC constant value. Second value as the second application is as a timer, because we can adjust on and off time. Third one is missing pulse detector. That means we can detect if the pulse is missing somewhere. And the fourth one is PWM, that is pulse width modulator. So these are applications of monostable multivibrators. Now next, IC555 as an astable multivibrator. So here the connections are indicated and the capacitor values are indicated for astable multivibrator operators. Here RA and RB, two resistors are used. This is the waveform using which this operation is obtained. As you can see over here, charging time is more as compared to discharging time, and the total time period, that is total of charging and discharging or on and off time, is called as a total time period T. Here reference levels 1/3 VCC and 2/3 VCC are indicated. Capacitor charging and discharging is also indicated. In the charging instant, we will have the output, and the discharging instant, the output will be off, or else output will be 0. Alright? So total time T is charging time plus discharging time, Tc plus Td, which is the equation number 1. The output frequency is given as 1/T, that is equals to 1/Tc plus Td, that is equation number 2. Here the expression for on time or charging time Tc is obtained using this process, where we have to consider Vc, that is equals to Vcc into 1 minus e raised to minus t by Rc, where Rc is the constant. If some initial voltage present, then we can write down the equation Vc equals to Vf plus Vi minus Vf into e raised to minus t by Rc, that is equation number 3. At instant t equals to Tc, 2/3 Vcc equals to Vcc plus 1/3 Vcc minus Vcc into e raised to minus Tc by Ra plus Rb into c. So minus 1/3 Vcc equals to minus 2/3 Vcc into e raised to minus Tc upon Ra plus Rbc. So if we want to find the charging value Tc, that is equals to 0.69 into Ra plus Rb into c. Remember this charging time value for this case. Here the value of frequency is 1.4 divided by Ra plus 2Rb into c. Now let us see the applications of astable multivibrators. So here the first application is the square wave oscillator, that is for generation of square waves, and the second one is free running ramp generator. So I hope that this concept is clear to you now. These are the references. Thank you for listening, and thanks for watching.